Everyone has at least one thing in their life that they feel strongly about. But when that one thing is taken away, how would you feel? Angry, hurt, bitter? That's how many Christians feel on a daily basis when their right to pray in school is taken away. As noted on Americans United's webpage, in 1962, the justices ruled that official prayer had no place in public education. Today I'm going to persuade you into understanding why individuals deserve the right to pray in school based on prayer being an everyday aspect of life for Christians, the need for guidance and assistance, and because it is important to pray with and for others. My first reason is that prayer is an everyday aspect of life for Christians. According to their website, Christian Newswire conducted a survey where 1,545 people responded to the question as to whether or not schools should be allowed prayer, and 95% of the respondents said yes. Ephesians 6:18 says, "And pray in the Spirit on all occasions, with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the saints." This verse shows us that prayer should be a constant action. When students are in school for an average of 8 hours a day, that's a third of their day that they could use prayer. My second reason is that prayer is needed for guidance and assistance. Many times, as a student in public school, unexpected issues arise, some related to school and assignments, and others not. When a student faces a conflict, why should they not be allowed to pray to ask for guidance and assistance? According to allaboutpopularissues.org, Christians want the right to pray openly in school because they believe that prayer invites God's participation in the school environment and the educational process. Also on allaboutpopularissues.org, it says that Christians see the need to pray over personal problems or needs that arise on school campus. For instance, if a friend arrives at school and is distressed about a family problem, a health problem, an oral book report they have to give that day, or some other problem, Christians, as students and teachers, want the freedom to bring these needs before God. They trust that God can provide insight and power when they themselves are limited. Philippians 4:6-7 reads, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your minds in Jesus Christ." This verse shows us that God will be with us on every occasion, and anytime we need help, that we should pray. Students get stressed and need guidance on a daily basis. If students are allowed to pray in school, it would be easier for students who would be able to pray about it. My third and final reason is that prayer should be for others and not just for ourselves. Although many times prayer is a private conversation with God, it is always important to pray for others, and what better time to pray for others than when you're at school with them. In James 5:16, James says, "Therefore confess your sins to each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous man is powerful and effective." Matthew 18:20 says, "For where there are 2 or 3 that come together in my name, there I am with them." Those verses show us that prayer with and for others is necessary. As a student, the people you are closest to are the ones you spend most of your time with, your classmates. Praying with classmates is easiest when you are able to pray with them in school. According to allabouthistory.org, the public school system is tragically disintegrating, as evidenced by the rise in school shootings, increased drug use, alcoholism, teen pregnancy, and HIV transmission. School prayer can help combat these issues, would instill a sense of morality, and is desperately needed to protect our children. Although many people would argue that prayer in public schools would be forcing religious beliefs on others, that would not be true. Prayer in public schools would be limited to each individual being able to choose whether or not to pray, and would also be an invitation to invite fellow students to be able to discuss their beliefs with others. Because prayer is an everyday aspect of life for Christians, it is needed for guidance and assistance, and because praying with others is more effective than praying alone, allowing prayer in public school is necessary.